Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to Order of Battle, Blitzkrieg, the DLC pack which lets you play the Order of Battle game in World War II in Europe as the Germans during the early conquests of World War II. Thus far, we have successfully conquered Poland, Norway, Denmark, and Holland, and France, and we are now moving into the operation to conquer Yugoslavia. We have thus far met with a reasonable amount of success. The Yugoslavian forces don't appear to be terribly aggressive, so I haven't lost a ton in the way of casualties. They are attacking the Italians, but they've largely ignored me thus far. I've taken our first objective. I've kind of diffused my attack a little bit more than I think I should have with forces of the north, in the south, and in the center. I think the northern advance was probably reasonable in that I'm trying to give myself a clearer path to the second objective in Nice, but the southern one really was unnecessary. I was kind of the idea was to defend my southern flank from any counterattack which might cut me off, but I don't think it was really necessary in retrospect. With that being said, this was taken from a recording from a couple of days ago, so I'm going to go ahead and jump out and turn it back over to myself as I was talking about the gameplay while I was playing it. So we'll go ahead and jump out here. Hope you guys enjoy, and I'll catch you guys at the end. Armor out. So we took one of these towns over here. Finish them off. We can't quite get the bomber over. Alright, I'm going to try and use my infantry in the north there to reduce that enemy bunker. Meanwhile, we'll reinforce this infantry. And we'll go ahead and move forward to turn number 10. Okay. Of course, the bunker will counter with machine gun fire. These fighters are going to finish off our... It's an unfortunate loss through my own incompetence. One of their fighters at least will retreat due to the casualties our air units inflicted on it. The other fighter's still stuck there, so we'll engage it with our fighters next turn. The infantry that we just badly shot up is retreating. The armor continues to retreat, and we'll drive on present next turn. The Italians will probably have this bunker destroyed, and the enemy's going to move in on, I don't know if it's an artillery unit or what. They haven't actually destroyed any Italian mobile units yet. Although now that I say that, I'm sure this, whatever this is going to get attacked and pretty badly shot. Well, maybe not. Oh. Enemy tactical error here. I'm always surprised in these games how competent the enemy air force is. There's a little bit of a... feels a little bit off from a balancing perspective, whether it really should be like that. He's got lost pretty heavy casualties. Actually pull back and force. Fighters will go after this enemy fighter unit. Almost destroyed it. Enemy ground unit there. These ground units apparently are very weak. Unit will break through to the Italian front. Guys will try and climb the mountain. Armored train will continue its run. Alright, so we'll drive on present next turn. Again, I've kind of got a little bit of a lackadaisical offensive going here. We'll put our paratroopers in their planes, as they should be. Bombard these guys with artillery. I'm actually going to advance different axis. Force there. Still have left. So bombing present, probably destroying some supply. Really want to move Stuka far forward. So we'll go ahead and aid the Italians a bit by using their Stukas against the enemy cavalry. Might as well, right? It'll blunt the offensive against them. Bring our recon in over here. Nothing in and around the present area. That'll do it for turn number 10. We'll move forward to turn number 11. So that cavalry unit there, their attack was driven back. The Italians counterattacked it. Our air units bombarded it, and then the Italians counterattacked it, and it retreated. Enemy tactical air is moving south. A little bit of a softer target in our artillery. See there, they're inflicting 1 casualty. It certainly is vulnerable. Should attack it. The 1 remaining enemy fighter is pulling back west. Hopefully, at least the enemy air units are less of a threat for the moment. So quite a bit of artillery over here. The infantry's gonna attack whatever this. I don't even know what this unit is. Anti-tank or something. They're finally advancing south from Shkodër, attacking whatever this is. It looks like some kind of armored personnel carrier, almost like a Bren carrier. They're gonna move their cavalry forward. Why are they attacking with their? They're getting cavalry killed, and they did. Cavalry units destroyed. And there's the enemy infantry that I was fearing, attacking our artillery directly. Heavy casualties. Lost almost half our strength from that unit. We'll pull back. Take this town this way. And of course, I see nothing. Air unit detects nothing. Everybody says there's no one in the town, but alas, there's an enemy infantry unit, which shoots up my troops pretty badly. Back to this airfield. Some more fly. So there you have it. 1 armored unit this way. I think the rest detailed. Need to figure out the fastest way north. Forward. And then we'll attack the enemy tactical air with our fighters. Advance these guys to attack the bunker again to continue reducing its strength. And our recon feels like it's worthless against any city. Armor. Right, my offensive is incredibly broken up. Italians are advancing! Yeah. Alright, we'll see if that infantry unit continues advancing south against our artillery. I pulled our artillery back, but by moving it I wasn't able to reinforce it, which is a little bit concerning. This unit could potentially finish that artillery unit of ours off. An anti-tank up. Just got destroyed by that Yugoslavian infantry. Again, whatever this Bren carrier type thing is in poor shape here. Albania must hold! Alright. So our Stukas should be able to make an airfield. They can. They'll go ahead and they're out for this turn and next turn. The 1 air unit we have. So that city, which we need to take to sort of relieve the Italians, should fall next turn. That infantry unit's destroyed. This rail armored car looks like it doesn't have the ability to move any further. Guys north. Air troopers. Almost ready to get them in on the end, but go ahead and use our 1 of 9s here to hopefully finish off this enemy tactical aircraft, and we did. There's them. Go ahead and bring our paratroopers in. We'll drop them on top of this bunker, hopefully. You're driving that way. Relieve this town. One more turn, and I think those guys fall. Quite a strong force around Nice. We're really going to need to consolidate our forces there before we do anything like that. But the armored train looks like it's pretty much the end of its usefulness. It can't quite get in the range of town over there. So moving on from turn 12 on to turn 13. Let's see, they're leaving, interestingly enough, trying to get into the mountains, which will make them unassailable by our armor. A little bit of a gamey move, I guess. I guess it's kind of a partisan type move. We'll see here. Hopefully we can take that town here in just a moment. About to break through the outer defenses of Albania here. Once this one unit is destroyed, this infantry unit will be cut off, and then they can drive south toward the airfield and the few remaining Italian forces. But the President has fallen. Albania relieved. Due to the capture of President by the German army, the Yugoslavians are forced to stop their operations in Albania. North, force these guys. Bombard them. Airdrop here. Alright, so that bunker should be finished in the next turn. Paratroopers sort of cut off. Our Duka's airborne so they can get back in the fight. Can drive my train up this way. Well, there is a way to advance with your armored train. The armored train apparently can also take ground. Great. Troops need to get back onto a roadway so they can get into the fight. You guys just need to run R&R a little bit. There is some enemy cavalry over here which could attack the train. Actually, now that we spotted it, our train can bombard them. Theoretically, they might be able to largely cut off the Italians in Albania. Or not the Italians, but the Slavians in Albania. Since we're near the airfield, let's go ahead and take this moment of no enemy air activity to quickly get them resupplied. Alright, so that'll do turn 13. We're moving on to turn 14 here. So hopefully the offensive gains some ground. You can see this infantry is moving north to counter our false jumpers. There is enemy artillery apparently in range of our paratroopers as well. They didn't actually attack them though. So we finished the bunker off. Drove that enemy infantry off. Luka's not quite. Can't quite reach them. Artillery can't quite finish them off. Armor up west for more direct assault. Albania around Belgrade. Actually, guys in the mountains. Alright, they're cut off. Go ahead and continue to bombard them, destroy their supply. We won't attack them this turn, but we will move our armor north. Okay, retake. And then we'll get the fighters back into it next turn. This infantry here. Reinforce them, get them up to full strength, and we'll kind of continue the assault on Niš, or begin the assault on Niš, starting next turn. The Italians are counterattacking these Albanians. Let's see, it says they have to halt their offensive on Albania. Looks like they probably will. Alright. Belgrade Pincer. The 46th Panzer Corps has arrived across the Slovenian plain to attack Belgrade from the west. Additional troops can now be deployed here to reinforce their numbers. So we get a couple of units. We also get the ability to deploy up to 20 more weight for the assault on Belgrade. Them off. A recon plane over here, right? And move this over here. So the southern force really needs to deal with Niš, and we can deploy a substantial northern force here as well. Bombard them with the train. There. Nice. Didn't quite retreat out of the mountains entirely. They just moved. Still out of supply. Still going to attack them. We'll drive them further into the mountains, but they did more or less pull that unit away. Front. Our Yugas really have nothing to attack at the moment. Not without potentially enemy anti-aircraft gun. Niš is definitely something we need to bomb, but worth kind of leapfrogging forward into the enemy position because I don't really know what's there or what to be worried about. Move our artillery forward as well. Armor, so we're going to kind of have two advances here. We'll have the armored train, one infantry unit, two armor, move up the west toward the southern end of Belgrade. Have these additional troops here move on the northern end of Belgrade. I will deploy some additional troops momentarily. Do have additional troops that we actually didn't deploy. Didn't deploy? Wait. Thought I had some reserve unit. Maybe not. Destroyed former core units. Oh, that's because I have everything filtered but air. Wait, got more than that. So, we can deploy some heavy infantry here. They'll cost 50 to bring back into play. We'll strengthen the northern force with them. Else we can... wait, these are all our reserve units. Okay. We can actually deploy a pretty substantial... In addition to that, would like to deploy some additional troops in the south-ish, but I can. These heavy infantry units will approach Niš from the east, and the rest of these guys will actually don't have enough to deploy them. So we deployed 2 more units in the south. We deployed a couple of additional units in the north, and don't have enough money to raise any. So leave our air units as is. We'll go ahead and end this turn and turn 15. So we got about 10 more turns to win. Wait, Bulgaria or the Yugoslavians continue to attack the Italians. Basically, oh no, that was the Italians attacking. It's always confusing who shoots first. Some artillery here. Weakening our infantry, but they're not directly attacking it. Reinforcements, German troops in Romania are ready for deployment. This army is intended for the northern drive on Belgrade. We also can deploy 21 more weight. If we go to our force here, play reserve units, we can also deploy troops here. We're getting a much stronger forward. Drive on Vichy. Not going to attack there. I'll let them attack me first. I'm going to be very, very cautious over here. That's very deliberate. Tank guns, bring forward. Western drive is going to be, again, taken very cautiously. Still can't quite reach. Okay, because that's not really active. Alright, destroy them. Drive north. These guys off. Very nice. Very well done. Artillery piece north. You guys did lose some casualties. Bombardment. Is this an enemy? It is. Alright. Artillery will move forward to be able to support. Does appear to be enemy anti-aircraft guns in it. Gotta be aware of that. Got a strong force in it. Fighters are back in the game, so we'll fly them north. I assume the enemy's got some air units that they're going to be bringing into play very soon. Let's see, is that the only unit left? Fast forward there. I don't want to attack. I don't want to make any sort of overly aggressive attacks. That was probably getting hammered pretty hard here. Yeah, they were driven back at very heavy casualty. Yugoslavians counterattacking in the north. Artillery in the south. Likely any aircraft guns against these Stukas. Enemy armor as well. This is very well held. Very tightly defended. Gotta be hard to get those troops into the north. Oh, the flak's back here. Bomb the flak? We can. If we want to is a different question. I think I will. Fighters up. I don't know if I like the idea of attacking any aircraft fighters, but I did it anyway. Artillery up a bit. All that are guys up to full strength and hopefully build as long of a front the enemy as we can. Swing it. Train. Let's see. Fly back for fuel. Not really the closest airbase down here. All right, I'm assuming there's an enemy unit here. Not really sure. I am assuming there is. Assault gun. Very nice. Alright, so some initial attacks. There's a little bit of a cost in some of them, but we took this one town, drove some Yugoslavians out. We also just crippled some forces here to the west of Belgrade. So some initial success there. Add some artillery support. Drive them back. Destroy... Oh, almost destroy them. Give some reinforcements to those guys. And I think there you have it. Could attack all along this line. I don't really want to. I want to take casualties that I don't have to take till I'm ready to begin the assault. I'm kind of playing a little bit of a James Longstreet situation here where I'm waiting. No point in making sort of fruitless attacks against the enemy. Now that we did weaken that enemy anti-aircraft gun, it was only able to do 1 damage to our tactical bombers there in its attack. So that's good beginning. See if the enemy launches attacks on these troops here. If I was on the offensive, my troops were not really slated to perform very well. I was hoping that on the defensive I would fare a little bit better. It doesn't really look like that so far. The Stug is taking some casualties here. Looks like maybe it's because my troops are a little bit disorganized. That little yellow icon by the name means that they're not a good organization. Maybe that's why. Alright, so we just surrounded this enemy anti-tank gun. Come back. So we're kind of chasing this guy the wrong direction. So our western force is destroyed that 1 unit, surrounded another, and is driven back this anti-tank gun. So far things for it are going pretty well. There. In assaulting the eastern part of Belgrade. Right. You guys need some reinforcements, that's fine. This unit was heavily weakened and retreating west. Almost feels like Nis is going to be the... I don't want to say that because we've got a lot of forts to deal with. Gonna close in on Belgrade. Some artillery. This kind of aircraft gun. We just destroyed that enemy anti-aircraft gun. We did. Some recon over here. Shifting my troops a little bit. I feel like half my troops are just not effectively aiding me in any meaningful way. Almost overly cautious. Can we reinforce those guys? Doesn't look like it. Or attacked with them or something. Just don't want to take the two casualties. I'll do this. I'll attack the anti-tank gun. Put some casualties on it. I will lose some, but then we'll use the infantry here. We'll slide over, bombard this enemy force. Now that our air units can kind of safely operate since we destroyed that enemy base. Oh, I don't know why I'm using elite reinforcements. Good in the first place. Alright, so that ends turn 18. We've got 7 more turns to win. I don't think that's likely. Just a lot more to overcome. Do that. Win that quickly. A lot of obstacles in our way. I do think we'll win. Alright, everybody, that's going to do it for this episode of Order of Battle Blitzkrieg in the Battle for Yugoslavia. Reinforcements have arrived in the northwest that will help us drive and take Belgrade, hopefully, and we've advanced in the south to the second objective. We've not quite taken it yet. Nis has not fallen to us, but it is very clear it will fall before too long. It does look like this is going to be a close-run thing on whether I'm actually able to take all the objectives in the allotted time, but we'll leave that for the following video, which I think will probably be the last of the Battle of Yugoslavia. So far, one objective down, one objective about to fall, and the tough nut of Belgrade is still to go. We do have those reinforcements which have arrived further north, but I think the real challenge here is going to be getting to Belgrade in a fast enough period of time to get that secondary objective of taking all the objectives within 25 turns. We'll see how this all plays out, though, so until next time, I hope you guys are enjoying this video and this series, and this is the Historical Gamer saying, as always, thank you guys for tuning in. I do appreciate the support, and until next time, this is the Historical Gamer. I'm out.